Ja, we zijn er. Good day to you all. Welcome in this yoga class. I can see at the moment we have no one logging in. It is beautiful weather outside. I hope the sound will be okay. If you can hear me and if you're logging in, please do give me a sign in the chat if you can hear me, if the microphone is on, because I cannot hear that through my laptop. So I will be typing welcome, so I know that one works. We'll be teaching a yoga class, all levels yoga class. I'm just going to look if my mat will be visible to all. I'm going to high level up. I'm going to level up my camera a little bit so that's my inventive use of books. And I'm going to put this one a little bit more down. That will be fine. We'll be starting in a seated position. I'll be using a yoga block to sit on, or you can use something else, whatever you want. I'll put up some music merely for some background. We'll start with that one first. Yes, and I will be checking on my other device if we are all good. It will not take too much of our time, so we'll have a full hour of music. I'll be logging in just to check. Yes, perfect. I'll log out myself so we don't have any feedback. And let's get started. I'll teach the class always bare feet. No more glasses needed. You can start on your yoga block or on your cushion if you want to. Take a comfortable seat. I like to sit cross-legged, and I will give you some light as well, so you can see me a bit better. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and take a deep breath out. The first times you can breathe out through your mouth. And then you can start breathing in and out through the nose. Try to keep a nice upright position. Navel in is the belly button, belly in. Pelvic floor lifted. Shoulders relaxed. Chin a bit inwards. And try to relax, get rid of any stress you may have taken home from work. Then on an inhale, you can roll your shoulders up and back. And on an exhale, you roll them down. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. In this class, you will be able to adapt any move that does not suit your body or your mind today. If you feel any pain or dizziness during the workout, adapt, take on a resting position, and jump back in the lesson whenever you're ready. Relax the shoulders up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Arms overhead and down. I'll try not to forget to teach in English. Please do comment if anything goes wrong during the session. Normally I can see the chat from over here. I can see things pop up. Just take deep, deep breaths in. Don't gaze too much up. Keep a soft neck. Last one, and grab hold of one of your wrists. Breathe in, and on exhalation, try to bend over. Change wrist, and on exhalation, try to bend over to the other side. Do this in your own tempo. If you may not have very flexible hips, it might be more comfortable just to reach with one arm and have some support with the other hand so you can even and level the hips. Leave your sitting bones on your cushion or your yoga block. If you do not need any props, that is fine too. And then hands back next to the body. Another roll with your shoulders. And then we take the arms up, hands together, palms together. Breathe out, bring your hands into the Namaste. To your forehead, to the chest, to your forehead, to the chest. One more time. And down. Take your front leg, places in front of you. Pull in the knee a little bit. Stack the spine. Take deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Elongate the spine, and on an exhalation, turn to the sides. Put your fingers, your hand palm on the floor behind you. Gaze over the shoulder. Keep it soft in the belly. The first twist in this yoga class. Breathe in, and on exhalation, turn back in. Never stop or hold your breaths. Inhale, exhale, take a second turn. See if you can deepen that turn. See if you can look further back over your shoulder. Pull your shoulder blades inwards. Inhale, and on exhalation, get back. One more. Inhale, turn on the exhale. Inhale, and back to the front on the exhalation. Switch legs, one foot in, one foot underneath. Pull yourself up, elongate your spine. Inhale through the nose, and on exhalation, turn to the sides. Pull in your belly. Inhale, and on exhalation, turn back. Feel the difference between left and right. Inhale, and exhale, turn for the second time. See if you can turn a bit further. Inhale, exhale back. And the last time, inhale and exhale. Inhale Turn to the front on your exhalation, and then put both feet down on the floor. Make sure you're seated comfortably. Let your soles of the feet together. Drop the knees to the side. Elongate your spine. Open the hips. If it does not feel comfortable, you can put the feet wider apart. You can put a pillow underneath it. You can stack pillows underneath here. Everybody is different. Each body is different. On an inhalation, make your length, and on the exhalation, come forward. Bend forward from the hips. I'll keep a straight spine to start with. I'll try to open my hips further, but I don't force myself into a pose. Keep it soft. Honor your body. Honor your mind. And never look to the capabilities of another person. They are not your capabilities. Inhale, rolling the spine. And then close. Come from the cushion. Put it sides. I'll go sideways so you can see better. I'm on all fours. Knees under my hips. Hands just in front of my shoulders. I do not like to have them underneath my shoulders directly to protect my wrists, but if that feels comfortable for you, please do so. Just always adapt to what you need. I have the fingers spread out, the middle finger to the front. I try to press the palms totally in the floor. I pull in my belly button. I pull in with the breath, the rib cage, and then I will be extending the spine. On exhalation, I'll pull in. On inhalation, I go a bit hollow in the back, but I extend the spine. That's the most important one. I was looking for the word tailbone. You tuck it under on the exhalation, and you push it away from the spine, from the shoulders. You can open the chest, gaze a little bit upwards, and you can tuck in the chin as well as the tailbone, and go a bit rounder in the back. See what suits you. Feel what kind of movement your body wants today. Do you want to take it slow today? Do you want to take it a little bit quicker? All is good. And on an exhalation, I go to neutral spine. I push away with my hands from the bottom. I pull in the navel button. I pull in the rib cage. Oh, that one is a bit loud, isn't it? Please be seated. I'll adjust my music just for seconds. Otherwise, you will not be able to hear me again. Sorry about that. That will be better. So we are on all fours. Neutral spine. I pull out my leg. Flex that foot. So heel backwards, toes downwards. And then I extend the opposite arm. I'm on right leg, left arm. Not very in video you see the opposites, that's okay. We will have to switch anyway. And then I'll go in and out with the knee, the arm. Arm follows the line of the shoulder. Leg follows the line of the hip. As my hips do not drop down, I keep the I use my breath to extend and contract. I hold the neutral spine and then I'll put hand and knee back, hold that neutral spine, hold that belly in, extend the other leg, extend the other arm, push away from the ground, extend from the middle of your body, and then in and out with the arm and the leg, holding that neutral spine, like in a Pilates class. So the knee does not have to go all the way to the chest. We're not rounding the back in this exercise. Focus on movements and quality of movements. Last one. Hand and knee back. Put down the toes. Pull them under. Pull the heels away or press the heels away. I'll put my hands a little bit more to the front. Elbows in, shoulders to the back. Belly button in. And then I extend the legs for the first down dog. You can put your feet hip width apart. You can bend your knees if that feels better. Don't hollow the lower back. Make sure your hands cannot glide away. And sometimes have to look for the words. So make one line from the hand to wrist, over the elbow, over the shoulder, all the way over the back to the buttocks. And then if it feels good, then you can lower and stretch so you can bend and stretch those legs. Push those heels downwards if possible. Don't overstretch the knees. Don't put too much strain on the back of the legs so it feels all a bit tight. Keep a little bend in your knees and micro bend. And then hold again for that first down dog. Now you might get a little red in the head. Never mind. We'll be back in normal position in a minute. I'll go over to plank position. I push my feet a little bit further to get that good position. Now put the knees down, feet down, buttocks to the heels. I keep my hands in position. I lean to my arms. I feel the stretch over the back of my shoulders. And in this position, I cannot get my buttocks totally to the heels, so I drag in the hands a little bit until my heels touch the feet. That's not good, right? Until my buttocks touch the heels. And from here, I put one hand to the side. I follow with my upper body, put the other hand to the side, and I go back to the floor. Having a bend in that back, a bend in that spine. I go back with one arm, the second arm, deep down in that pose, straight spine. And then the hand goes to the other side. The other hand follows. The torso follows. And I go deep down in the pose. And bend in my spine. Inhale. Arm back. Exhale. Deep in the pose. And then I go back to all fours. Put support my hands a little bit further. Tip of the toes under. Belly button stretch out to that down dog position. Put your feet there where you think they are comfortable. Tailbone up to the sky. And then I'll have a look where I want to go next. I'll be looking at my right hand. I'll put down the right fingers. Then I go with my right knee inwards and I put my foot. Or if I did not succeed the first time, my ankle and my foot, and I pull it over there. I'm in a high lunge position. Then I go back. One hand goes to the floor, the left hand, the right hand or right foot goes back. Up, dog, or down dog, up in that down dog. I'll do the same at the other side. I'll be looking at my left hand, putting those fingertips in to create a bit more length. Lifting in a big step or leap to the front. I'm not so flexible today, so I'll help myself. That's okay. Maybe you've been training for strength lately and your muscles are shortened or tight. That's why you take your time, take our time to make sure we don't injure ourselves. Last time, go back, down dog. You can always move in a position if there is too much strain on knees, back, legs, whatever. Maybe you can walk that dog. Maybe you can turn in your knees. Use your hips. They're all good. Maybe you can go from plank to down dog. From plank to down dog. And then I'll put the knees down again. Come up on my knees. Bring my arms up, gaze up. Open the chest. Bring the arms to the sides. Put my fists on top of my buttocks. Make sure there's no tension. A slight bend. If you are flexible, you can go further, but this is only the beginning of the class. I draw back the neck button. I draw back the rib cage to the center of the body. I put the tip of the toes under. I'll support myself with my fingertips, heels to the floor. I'm rolling up. Breathing in. Opening the chest. Arms to the side. Bending forward from the hips. Then hands upon the lower part of the leg. Breathe in. Gaze to the mat. And then breathe out and let it all hang. Then you can hold with the hands the elbows. Breathe in through the nose. And on an exhalation, you can try to loose, to hang deeper. Another big breath in. And on the exhalation, let it go. And to get out of this pose, micro bend the knees, pull in the navel, tuck under the tailbone, and let the tailbone gaze to the floor. Elongate the spine. Let the arms get overhead again. And then the arms sideways and back. Then I go to the front of the mat. I got my mats in a cross so I can keep it comfortable, but that is of course not necessary if you only have one mat. Yes, you can still see my feet. That's okay. I like to stand hip wide apart with the feet, heels and toes in one line, toes spread out to have maximum contact with the floor. Shoulders roll backwards, hand palms facing inwards, belly button in, pelvic floor up. Again, inhale. Take a deep, deep breath in. Exhale, bend forward from the hips. Hands on the lower part of the body, of the legs. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, deep bend. Right foot goes to the back. Pull in that knee and that heel. Make sure the front knee is above the ankle or the midst of the foot. Then use the leg to bring yourself in an upright position. Stretch out the arms, shoulder high. Gaze over that middle finger. Relax the shoulders. Then bend that knee that little bit further. Maybe over the middle of the foot. And turn the palm upwards. Inhale. Bring the arm up. Let the other arm come down. Gaze up if that feels comfortable. Keep breathing. Inhale, and on an exhalation, extend the arms again in that warrior two. Then we do the opposite. Let the first arm come down until it reaches the leg. Turn the palm of the hand backwards, up to the ceiling. Then bring that arm up. First time it can be straight up, just to the ceiling. You can look up or you can gaze to the sides or even to the front. It's all good. Keep breathing. Maybe your legs are shaking. It is hard work for the legs. And then the arms back, extended to knee, warrior two. Again with the front arm. Gaze up and maybe gaze elongate. Bend a bit more over. If it does not feel good to look upwards, look this way. Inhale and exhale. Back to that warrior two. Back hand, back arm comes up, and this time it may come over. You can put your hand on the front, on the top of your leg. You can put your elbow. You can bring your arm inwards, all good. But try to have one long line from the heel over the hip, over the shoulder, the wrist, to the tip of your fingers, and then back to that warrior two. Now my legs are burning, so I'm going to extend the front leg. Be careful with your knee. I will be pushing my hip back to that white wall behind me. I'll be reaching forward with my body, and then I'll shift the upper body. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale, come back to that warrior two. I'll be turning to the front. Heel turns in line with the toes. Maybe a little step forward to keep you safe. That high lunge. Arms up to the ceiling. Arms sideways. And then really pulling in that navel, putting the weight of my body on the front foot, drag in the other foot and safely put the feet together and down. Now breathe in. Open the chest a little. Bend if you like that. On an exhalation from the hips forwards, hands under the knees, the front of the legs. Inhale up, exhale down. If you can't get there, bend the knees. Left foot goes behind, a big step behind. Turn that heel a bit inwards. Put the sole of the foot completely on the floor. Do use, if you need that, your own body to help get you up straight. And then the knees bent over the ankle, the arms out in that warrior two position. I'm gazing over the middle finger and keeping the shoulders relaxed, putting no strain on my body. Then turn that palm up, bring the arm up, gaze up, the other arm can come down, relax the shoulder, look up to that hand or to the ceiling, maybe the knee a little bit more bending, more over the middle of the foot, and then back to that warrior two. Strong warriors, strong positions for strength. Then the hand or arm behind, the hand palm up, front arm relaxing. You can gaze up. I'll go straight to the ceiling to start with. Breathe in, breathe out, don't forget. And then inhale, lengthen, exhale, back in warrior two. Let's deepen that pose a little bit. Going back up with the front arm. Take more of a stretch here. Reach a bit more over. Notice how it feels. Keep breathing. And then back to that warrior two. And then the reversed warrior. Make that long straight line. Support yourself by putting the elbow on your leg or stretch out that arm. Whatever feels good. Maybe you'll need a block. That's good as well. And then go back to that warrior two. Now my legs are on fire. I've just finished the Pilates class as well. And then go back to so turn the foot, heel in line with the toes. Step to the front to have more balance. And then I'll put the weight on the front foot. Pull in the leg, put the feet together. Now breathe in. Exhale. Stand in mountain pose. Chin in. Nice elongated spine. Heels in line with toes. Pull up. Now I'll have a micro bend in my left knee. And then I'll bring up the right knee. In line with the hips. And then I'll turn that knee sideways so I open my hip. I'll try not to bend over too much to the other side. Now if you have open hips, that knee can extend next to that hip. Now if like me, you're a bit of a stiff person, it can be more to the front or even here. And if possible, pull up high, grab that ankle, the sole of the foot somewhere on the inside of the thigh. Now, if you're not really flexible, you can put your hand on your trousers or something, or if it is too difficult, I'm really talking is not very good for your balance. So if you don't get that high, that's not a problem. Then you can always put your foot somewhere under the knee, not against the knee. Now you have found your balance. Elongate the spine, navel button in, ribcage together. Then you can extend the arms. You can put the hands in the namaste, or you can make that tree, the branches of the tree. This one is easier because you've widened up. And then the arms go back, and I support myself to put down the feet back safely on the floor. And then I just shake out the foot and the leg that had to support me. And then I stand back like a mountain. And I'll try the other side. So I'll start with a little micro bend in my knee, just for safety reasons, so don't pull in that patella. Make sure the hips are square. Bring up the knee, hip height. And then I open the hips. I bring the knee sideways, so I'm not going to turn to make it look better. So my knee can only go as far as this. So everybody is different. Just do as you can. Don't force yourself into positions your body is not made for. I'll put it up a little bit higher. I'll support myself. You can bend a bit from the hips to grab the ankle. And I'll put the sole of the foot in the inside of my thigh. I'll push the thighs into the foot. So the forces, the Newton forces, if you push, you get the same push back. So the two keep themselves together. If not, you can support yourself by grabbing your trousers or holding onto your ankle. If it feels good, you can put the arms up. You can place the hands together in the namaste. Or maybe you can extend the arms like the branches of a tree in this tree. And some days it goes very well, and other days you keep shifting the weight. You don't seem to get it right, but that's okay. You're just in the moment. And then let the arms drop down. Support yourself, be safe. And then place the foot next to the other foot and shake it out. Yes. Another balancing move. Take a deep breath in. Out. One knee goes up again. Now this time I pull the knee further up to the chest. Now I'm not very flexible, so don't worry, I will not be doing acrobatic stuff. But what I am going to do, I'll try to go to the insides, grab hold of my big toe with my thumb and my pointing finger. Yes, and I'll try to get as high as possible. Now, if you're the bendy sorts, and if you can extend your leg, I will not hold you back. So if you want to try that, you can. Now, this is about 30 seconds. If I want to do that, I grab hold of my ankle and try to stretch it. Or I grab hold of my leg and try to stretch it. That's good as well. Yes? For me, let's try this one. But you can go any further. You can go further if your body is suited. And I'll let go. Control the movement. Put that foot down again. And shake out the leg that had to support you. Take a deep breath in. Out. And then again, shift that weight. Pull in that knee. Keep your body straight. Keep the spine straight. See how far you can get. You can hold this if you think this is too much for me. This is more than enough. I'll open a little bit. I'll flex that foot. I'll try to reach for that big toe, and then I'll get that straight line in my back again. And then you see this looks different than the other sides because we are, of course, different left and right. Now, if you feel comfortable with doing that, then you can extend your leg upwards if you want to. Yeah, you can try. Or you can just say, oh, let me extend it this way. That's fine as well. I'll just keep it here. For me, that's more than enough. But if you have more of an acrobatic background or a ballet background, please do not let me hold you back. Keep breathing. If it all gets too difficult, you can step out of a pose quicker than I do. And you can hear it in my breath. This is hard work for me. So I'll lower down again, in control. Feet together, and then I shake it out. Yes. Okay, I'll step in the middle of my mat. I'll be going sideways. Just always make sure you're on a steady underground, not a slippery underground. A sticky mat is perfect. The heels are a bit inwards, the toes upwards. I'll try to have a neutral spine, so I have a bit of a hollow back. Many ladies do, but some have flat backs, so I have to pull in the navel and I have to shift this to the back. But you feel it for yourself. What feels as normal and straight is okay. I'll go down in a bit of a plie. I'll try to make sure that there's no unbalance in between the legs. Nice and straight spine line. And then I'll go upwards with one arm. Breathing into sideways. Over to the sides. Inhale up and inhale down. The other side. Arms to the side up on an inhale. On an exhale, elongate the side of the body. But keep that plie. Inhale and exhale down. We'll deepen it a bit further. Inhale. Exhale. Try to get a bit deeper in that plie. Try to take that bend a bit deeper. Maybe you can reach the arms on opposite sides. Inhale up. Don't forget to exhale. Inhale. Bend over, reach the arms away from each other. Try to deepen that plie. Inhale up. And extend the legs. Breathe out. Take a deep, deep sigh. Then I'll put the heels in line with the toes. Yes, I can push a bit more to the side so that the side of the legs has a good stretch. Then I will bend, just don't forget to pull up the pelvic floor. I will bend from the hips with a straight back to the tabletop position. I'm going to check if this is okay. Yes. Now you can have your hands somewhere on the lower parts of your legs, the shins, or you can put your fingertips on the floor, or you could put a block in front of you where you can put your full hand on. If you're flexible, you can put the full hand on the floor, but try to keep not too much strain on that back. Keep pushing the feet outwards. I want to stretch really the outer sides of the calves. Then from here, turn the left toes out, bend that knee, so you have one bent knee and one stretched out leg. You can reposition your hands for more support. I'll go back, toes in, and then I'll shift to the other side, toes to the side, bent knees, hands step along so I have support. And then back to that middle. And then here I will have to put my hands a bit on the cold floor. From here, I will step my hands forwards until I have some kind of a plank position with stretched out arms and wide-legged feet. Let's do that. Make sure the floor is not slippery. From here, heels to the back, elbows in, push away from the floor, then bend the elbows, drop down and push back up. If you didn't get there, put the knees down and then try again. Now, wide-legged down dog, hands back in, safely on that mat. Then the heels in that plie position, arms up and arms to the side. Heels in, you're a bit wider than you were with the first plie. And let's try that one again, over, reaching as far as you can, and straight into the other side, reaching as far as you can, and back. And then I'll put heel into toe, heel behind toe, hips, buttocks to that big white wall behind me. In a lateral lunge, stretching the inner side of my legs. And then I shift the weight. And I know this is a challenge for many people. And then I go back up. And I'll go turn out the left foot. A little bit less turn in on that heel. And I'm back with my warrior two. Now you see it sideways. Now everybody's warrior is a bit different. From here, front arm up, take that bend, arms away from each other and to the other side. That straight line, now you can see that straight line. When I was vertically positioned on that blue mat of mine, that was more difficult to see. Now, if you can get lower, you can put the block underneath. Now, if it feels okay for the spine, for the hips, for the knees, you can go lower. Maybe you can put your hand flat on the floor. You don't have to, you can keep what we had before. And then you go back up, slowly, slowly, slowly. Slowly is the word. And then I straighten out that leg. Clack, that was my hip. Push the buttocks. There's a door there to that door. I reach with my upper body and then I shift my weight again. We did that in that other stand as well. And then comes a more difficult one. I'll keep both legs stretched out. I put the heel in line with the foot. Then I reach, this is my left leg is in front, so I reach with my right arm, the other arm backwards, and reach with my body. And then I try to turn. If it does not feel comfortable, just say with a warrior two or something, and then go back, bend the knee, turn in that heel, shift the weight, Heel in, toes out. Yes, not really heel behind toes here. A bit inwards, or what feels good for you. Adapt the length between the feet. Ideally, you have your heel in the midst of the other foot. Ideally, the hips are above, the shoulders are above the hips, but maybe your body needs a little bit different stance, and that's okay. Let's try the front arm up, and let's reach those arms away from one another. So bend over, and then back to that warrior two. And then we do the opposite sides. Reach as far as you can, or bend a bit more, or support yourself. And if all feels well, stretch out that arm, drop down, maybe back the arm up. That's nicer, that feels better if you have your arm in line with your shoulders. If it's too deep, go back on your own tempo. Back up. Yes. Warrior two. I'm going to straighten out the front leg. Hips to my Buddha. Bending, opening. I'm basically placing myself in between two plates of glass. And if all that feels good and well, I'll keep straight. Heel in line with the toes. Careful if your mats are slippery. If not totally straight, that's okay. Mine won't today as well. Reach out. And maybe, but it's too much for me today, reach up. You can see me trembling. Got a bit of a problem in that knee. If you think you've had enough, bend the knee and get out of the pose to the warrior two. And then back, heels, toes in one line. Deep sigh, relax. And I think it's time to get back to our mat to lower down. So you can either hop in with the feet together, or if you're not so certain about your floor, you can step in. I'll be using not a block, but I'm coming down. We still have about 8 minutes. You can come down any way you want. Usually I will do this. I cross over my legs. I put one arm on top of the other. Heels up. Elbows, knees bend. And I come down. Now I'll be trying, if my knee wants today. Okay, not bad. I'll have a little bit of a sport. I'll use this one so you can see me better. In control, roll down, head down, shoulders down, feet underneath the knees, hip width apart. Don't let the knees fall together or fall to the side. Just keep a little bit of that strength in your abdomen, in your torso, the powerhouse. Maybe you could put a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. Feel your heart pounding. We did some serious work. And now it's time for the body to relax. And then slightly, I will let the knees fall to the floor. A bit in control, not drastically falling down, until they can go no further. Resting on the sides of the foot, the outer sides of the foot. Maybe putting the soles of the foot together. Now, if you have a feeling like the hips are not square, you can put a hand underneath one hip to make it more level. So think you can put a glass of water, fill that to the top of that glass, and no water spills out. So if you're bending over to one side or to the other side, then you can use some props, a towel, your hand to level out. Relax. Relax the other muscles as well. Now you do not have to pull in the belly or pull up the pelvic floor. In this position, I want you to just relax. Enjoy the music. If you like props underneath your knees or underneath your foot, please do so. Then I will activate the pelvic floor again, slightly. I'll pull with help of my abdominals, the legs back together. Then I pull them in, feet come from the floor, knees go to the chest. Oh so slightly, oh so softly. And then I'll simply stretch out my arms and let the knees come down to the right side, slowly and controlled. Careful for the spine. And when my feet and knees reach the ground, I turn my head away from the knees. And I'll try to get that left shoulder back to the ground, just using gravitation and my exhalation the moment that I release tension in my muscles. And do not worry if parts of that body keep floating, if you cannot get them to the floor. If something aches or does not feel right, you can reposition your knees, your feet, your hips, anything you want. And then just relax. Enjoy that stretch. Enjoy the twist. And to get back out of that pose, engage the abdominal muscles, the pelvic floor. Pull back with the abdominals, the knees, the legs, back to the middle. Now feel or shift your weight from left to right. Feel if your spine still is okay. Maybe you had to adjust the movement and your spine is now not in a good starting position. And if everything feels okay, then also slowly bring those knees to the other sides. Hold with the abdominals so that you don't drop dramatically down. And then release the tension once you're down. Now if it does not feel good, try to get into another position. Sometimes there's an issue with the hips or the knees or the spine. Gaze away from the knees. Enjoy the stretch. Release tension with every exhalation. And to get out of the pose, engage the pelvic floor, the abdominal muscles. Pull those knees back to the middle. Hands underneath, so behind the legs. You can shift your weight from left to right, rock from left to right. And then maybe you rock a little bit with the legs front to back. And then as last, stretch out one leg and the other leg. Make sure there's nothing in your way. I've got a bit too much cushions here. Now, if you have the room, release everything. Let the hips, the knees, the foot drop sideways. No tension. Just you and the mat, and a wonderful feeling in your body. You can stay here as long as you want. You can listen to some fine music if you want to. You can put on a meditation CD if you want to. But our 1 hour session has come to an end. If you would like to stay here, just lay down, stay down. For the purpose of ending this video, I'm going to put my feet in and my knees in. So if you have to go back to work, you can come up with me. So both knees to the chest. If you still want to relax a little bit, just stay down if you want to. Into the chest. A little roll of yourself. Balancing up until the feet touch the floor. And then maybe position yourself in a cross-legged position, maybe using a cushion or a yoga block. Just taking the time to say goodbye to each other. Namaste. Thank you for joining this class. I'll be teaching this yoga class for the next 3 Wednesday noons. If you did not have time to watch him live, then you can find them on the site, and you can watch and rejoin any day of the week, any moment of the day if you want to. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.